What did you do when you were 16-year-old? Did you already do ML research and found your own company? Because this is what some of the people I meet in this video are doing at this young age. I went to Stockholm because Stockholm has a specific cluster of very young founders who are building all sorts of stuff at 16-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old. And in this video, I want to find out why they're building in Stockholm, why they're building it all at this young age, and what drives them, so that we, all over Europe, but also all over the world, can learn from it how to empower these young people who want to change the future for this planet. Join me on my trip to Stockholm, meeting the youngest founders in Europe. We definitely can see this general trend of founders getting younger, or like more young people building successful companies. I'm not talking like 22, 23, which is still a young age to build a company, but like really 16, 17, 18, 19-year-olds, so like sub 20-year-old, just understand their ambition, understand why they're doing what they're doing, where they want to go, how they got inspired. The first person I'm going to meet now is Molina. She is a community person, so she's running some AI events. She's a founder herself. She's 18 years old. Very interesting to get a little bit more insights into, I don't know, how she got inspired to do her own stuff and to be active in the ecosystem at such a young age. You're 18?
Yes.
Can you give a little bit on what you exactly are doing?
I started my first small business at the age of 14. I started selling these tote bags to reduce plastic bags, and it went pretty well. So at that age I really discovered entrepreneurship. Took a quite crazy decision and I took a gap year in the middle of high school. Yeah.
That's possible?
Yes. Okay. Actually, I was the only one who had ever done it in my past high school.
Okay.
So I moved with a one-way ticket to the south of France. I assisted a real estate woman selling properties in the French Riviera. It's possible to do anything if you just believe in it enough and you just don't quit and you stay consistent with something. So, and I realized I've been passionate about impact since I was 13, 14. This is something I need to do. This is something I wake up every morning and I look forward to solving problems in this.
What is your startup?
Yeah, so we're building in stealth mode still. I can just tell you that I want to strengthen the standards in impact investing. There's a saying that it takes a village to raise a child. In my opinion, it takes an entire startup ecosystem to raise a founder.
Yeah.
So the people talking to people, but looking for constant feedback and having people that you can trust and who you feel aligned with is incredibly important, I believe. If you're born in Stockholm, as in my case, you're surrounded by incredible ambition and talent from a very young age. It's inevitable, even though you're not working with startups at a very young age, you are surrounded by it. The circumstances for meeting people is incredible in Stockholm. Something that is incredibly common here in our ecosystem is that success creates success. So all the founders and builders, they give back to the community in one way or the other. Everyone is caring about other people's successes, I believe. So you genuinely want people to succeed.
She is a founder type, which is actually mission driven. What I learned from her was that, and this was also the way that she entered the ecosystem, because she had a topic she actually cared about, and at the point she was looking to go to events on this specific topic that she cared about, there were actually offerings. This cannot be underestimated, right? If you have people who care about stuff and who want to enter the ecosystem, you need to have a certain frequency of things that are happening that are also possible for new people in the ecosystem to get to, right? It's nice to do invite only under the radar stuff, but you need those things to capture new people in the ecosystem, right? And this is also part of the reason why we at Tech Europe try to run hackathons all over Europe on quite a high frequency, because at every point in time, whenever there's a new person trying to break into this technology startup entrepreneurship ecosystem, whether it's from the bottom, it means fresh grad student or high school, or spend 10 years at a corporate and now wants to break into it, or move from another country and wants to break into it, there has to be an offering in the next, few weeks for them to break in, right? Because otherwise this motivation kind of a little bit falls apart. Now I'm actually already on my way to the second meeting, which is gonna be with David. We connected through Twitter DMs. I just know that he's 16. 16. I mean, yes, 18 is young, but 16 is actually a different level.
So I'm David, I'm 16. I was previously a growth engineer at this startup called the Strawberry Browser, and right now I'm a design engineer at a YC startup, and I also do some ML research on the side.
How does a 16-year-old start working for Strawberry? What was your path into the ecosystem?
Yeah, so a little bit of more backstory on me.
Yeah.
I was really good at this one game called GeoGuessr. Back when I was like 13, 14. But after that I kind of quit and I started this design studio where I like put my designs on X, right? And it blew up, and one of investors of Strawberry Browser actually recommended me to the founder. And Charles.
So you have initially a design background.
Right, I'm a designer from the start. Yeah, there's this like really big UI UX design community on X, right? I actually found a bit of a hack where you could take the caption of posts that already blew up, and you could just switch out keywords, so you could switch out dashboard for sidebar instead, and basically that would just instantly boost the post and it would blow up.
But at some point you stopped the design agency, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I had my second interview with Charles, the founder, I pretty much stopped designing for my agency.
Then you left Strawberry again?
Yeah.
And now you're doing something else?
Yeah, so I'm a design engineer at the YC startup.
And you also said that you do some ML research on the side. So what is your ambition? Where does it come from? What do you wanna? Where do you wanna go? What do you wanna reach?
Yeah, I mean, the ambition, or at least the end goal, is to have a big impact on the world, right? And one of my end goals is to move civilization up on the Kardashev scale, which is this scale that sort of measures how mankind uses energy to an extent, right?
Are your parents entrepreneurs?
Not really entrepreneurs, but engineers.
Okay.
Energy engineers specifically.
Do you feel that Stockholm offered you a very good environment to strive as a young person, or an average one, or like?
Definitely. I mean, there's sort of this saying, since Stockholm is really, really dark during the winter and most of the time, like half the year or 8 months of the year, we like don't go outside, right, in the dark. So we just sit inside and just tinker on our own projects and build our own stuff, right?
So bad weather is beneficial.
Exactly.
For locking in. Okay.
Yes.
Your life as an employee is gonna end at some point, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, at least in about 2 months, I will probably quit and just go full time with my own projects.
What would need to happen in Europe for you to think that it's attractive enough for you to stay and build your company here?
Establishing your own company over here is so much harder than doing it in the US with a Delaware top corp, right?
I mean, yeah, but you can do a Delaware corp and still build here.
Yeah, you can, but I mean, did you see what happened with Lovable?
What happened?
Weren't paying their taxes right and all that stuff.
Yeah, but like move fast and break things.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, I guess.
You inherited the feeling that the grass is greener over there.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You can rationalize it about these reasons, but those are not really the reasons.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, there's also this, I mean, the talent density is so much bigger over there. And you're basically like surrounded by, I already told you, like surrounded by so many different kinds of people all over the world who just come to build and, you know, do their own super interesting stuff.
This talk with David was actually alarming. He doesn't see himself here. It is not because of rational reasons. It is a narrative that you, and this is the kind of bad way to frame it, but get indoctrinated, right? That this is the place to be, and this is what the US does amazingly well. So it was great, and it's just so far ahead of even like 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds, so like just independent of age. He's just a very interesting person to talk to. Tomorrow we have a hackathon here at Lovable's new HQ, and this is also where we are gonna meet a few of very young people who are also in this group of young builders who are right now working for Lovable, and Lovable has an interesting cluster of those people. So we're also gonna dip a little bit into how a local ecosystem player like Lovable enables this young generation. So stay tuned. so we are at our hackathon already a few hours in, and we actually have our next person to talk to. Who am I here with?
I'm Nils. I'm 19 years old. I'm building Lavoit, and what we do is basically optimize electrochemical infrastructure.
How did you start that? What's your story?
I started with it when I was 12. So
When you were 12?
Yeah.
With the current project or in general?
Basically the passion for hydrogen. So
Okay.
thought hydrogen was really interesting, and I wanted to make it cheaper, so I started building my own electrolyzer, which is the hardware that you use for producing hydrogen. But basically learned a long time that it is quite fun to build hardware, but it's quite complex to scale.
Yeah.
So it's other ways you can optimize electrolyzers with our electrochemical system. So yeah.
How was your progress from there to building your own company, being a founder, and trying to solve that problem now?
So like the first step was basically the most obvious one. I tried to scale. I did all my research and came to the conclusion, yeah, I want to basically start executing myself. So it was like maybe
When was that?
around 16. So then I tried to get into university, KTH here in Stockholm. I didn't get in.
With 16?
Yeah.
Where did this belief, also the knowledge, come from that you can just start your own company, right? Also at that age, did you have peers who did the same? Did you have, like, was the internet a big thing where you saw role models, or like?
My mom is a clothes designer, but dad is a bank man. It's like there's nothing in the family about building companies, but I think it's just that I think it's always been my only option about stuff I wanted to do, like do my own stuff.
But nowadays, I would say that you're quite connected to the ecosystem here, because I mean, how we got in touch was that I asked people who should I talk to, and they referred you. So nowadays you know people, right?
Yeah. I mean,
so what happened in between, and how did this maybe also help you to execute towards like building your own company?
I would say that I've been in my own bubble until last year, and I wrote like basically a letter, handwritten letter to angel investor in Stockholm, and she introduced me then to another Matthias Mixture who runs like Founders House, and talking to Matthias and the guys around that was like a way to me to get into the ecosystem, because otherwise I was in my own bubble.
Do you think that Stockholm is a good ecosystem to strive as a young person?
Yeah, I think it's a good place to be. I think you get it's a quite close community, so you get, if you are talking to the right people, you get quite good introduction to good people, you learn about stuff. I think it's comparing that to SF, when you basically are, if you come from as a Swede, go to SF, you probably are like nobody by the time. I think it's a good place to start off, but then you can grow on a global scale.
There's some data from the recent Y Combinator batches that founder age dropped dramatically. I'm gonna put in the statistics faded in here. That average founder age by batch, it was in 2022, it was over 30 years old was the average age of the founders. It got down up until 2025 to roughly 25 years. So the average dropped 5 years in this period of 3 years. So founders are getting younger. Legora founder Max built Legora with no legal background, straight out of university, 23-year-old. Yes, it's not sub 20, but it's very young, especially for a very specific, AI for legal case. It got so huge so fast, and that's just also showing, and this is what we talked a lot about in our video about San Francisco, which we're gonna link here, and you can see on our channel. Seeing those people around you and seeing young people thrive empowers other young people, right? This is like leading by example, and if you see a 23-year-old building a unicorn in a few years, actually Legora is also the fastest to unicorn Y Combinator company ever. That's just to add a little bit of context why this trend is interesting to go into. We're gonna also give you a little bit more shots of the hackathon.
I'm a CS student. My name is Lucas. And
I'm also a CS student, and my name is Majd.
we've built Momentum. So Momentum is gonna fetch all the information in the tabs running, and it's gonna ask us confirmation questions so that we know, or it knows exactly what we're talking about. And if I have like other tabs running, maybe YouTube or my Amazon shopping cart, it won't get distracted by that.
And then we also have a graph here at the end that shows like average focus. Try to have it 100. It's not always possible. Difficult for most people. Thank you.
So basically this is built on Lovable, for example, thinking about building a CLI tool for developers. And then we're going to run the simulation out there. Here you can see the chats for those agents here. Any product is already having these kind of data. That's everything.
Hey guys, I'm Zach from London, and today I built Place AI. Place AI allows you to insert product placement straight into the video seamlessly. What makes it unique is it allows you to do it post-production. He will upload a clip that he desires, add the asset, so original video here,
I'm going to tell you about one of the most infamous neighborhoods.
but without sacrificing the quality of the video itself. We were able to put the marketing element in. So yeah, that's Place AI, and we'll keep it there.
Hi, I'm a PhD student from Linköping, do some startup consulting as well as some startup work myself.
In short, what we are building a solution around is something that's very, very important for all of us, is how do we optimize the resources globally? Where do we build a data center? Where do we optimize for agriculture?
We have a description of a place we want to find on Earth. So we managed to find 5 nice looking zones here in Stockholm. All of these are close to hospitals, the red dots we see on the map. Thank you very much.
My name is Yongkong. It's an AI investigation system which combining 3D reconstructions, evidence reasonings, and fine-tuning on the suspect profilings. The suspect just hiding there, trying to steal something. Then the admin come into it, and they have maybe an argument. Then the suspect step it and trying to slowly find a way to out. Basically, that's how I hope the crime scene gets solved in the futures. And this is decrease the crime rate and helping build a better city, maybe, yeah.
To sum all of this up, I think that what we've seen in this video is insane ambition from these young people, which in Stockholm gets empowered through this dense ecosystem. This is something what a lot of the different people told me, that in Stockholm it is just easy to get in because the people are also so approachable, and then you have this density, you get to know more and more people, and you see ambition around you. I think this is one of the most important things. Some people in the world can kind of overcome it through the internet. They see ambition of other people in the internet, but seeing this real life, connecting with these people around you, definitely makes a big difference for these people on how they see themselves being enabled as a founder, and I'm very bullish on them. I think they have such an insane drive, and I'm really looking forward to what all of them are building. So I hope you liked the video. If so, comment, like, subscribe, and see you in the next one.